Hello, everybody. Today, I have a fantastic dish for you. As I stated before, I'm trying to put together these meals within 30 minutes so that for people who think they don't cook, don't know how to cook, but want to cook. So, me, as a cooking novice, I come across these recipes and I put them together so that you can see that they are easy to do. And we're going step by step. So again, this morning I took and already boiled the potatoes, and I showed you how I easily peeled them by using a fork. So while I'm mashing up these potatoes, one of the things I want to talk about today, because this is Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons, I want to talk about the kids and being home from school and how parents are handling the fact that their children are learning from school, learning at home and not going to the brick and mortar schools. How do you feel about that? Are you enjoying the time with your children? Because a lot of parents want to spend more time with their kids, but of course, because you have to go to work yourselves and the kids have to go to school, sometimes you don't get the daytime that you want until summertime. But here comes summer and this COVID thing, and you can't even plan the trips that you want to take because of the situation. But your kids' school is getting ready to start, and actually just before school ended last year is when the children came home and they were studying from home. I missed out too because I spent about 6 years now working as a substitute teacher, and I've been doing it full time. So I was going to the schools every Monday through Friday. So, how are you dealing with it? Do you like it? Do you love it because you get to spend more time with your kids? Or are you hating it because math is not as simple as 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 equals such and such such? Nowadays, the math is so difficult. So you have the frustration of teaching, having to teach your kids. Well, I guess we all should be, if you have children, school-age children, you should be working with them. But the stress of trying to teach them lessons from the beginning can be a bit much. I see that some people are hiring tutors, putting ads in the paper for tutors and things like that. And some people, I guess it doesn't bother to have your children home with you. But we're doing a great job with these mashed potatoes. These are loaded ham and cheese dippers. Now, I went to the store, of course, to get all the ingredients that I was going to need. And I needed some sharp cheese, some ham, sliced ham, some block cheddar cheese, scallions, parsley, breadcrumbs, eggs, Parmesan cheese. This is for me. So now I have these potatoes all mashed up. And again, I did the boiling of the potatoes early so that we could get through this mashed potatoes. Now, in the mashed potatoes goes the cheddar cheese. I fried the bacon and of course chopped it up. So the bacon goes in there with the mashed potatoes. Oh, some cream cheese, cream cheese, cream cheese. Ooh, ah. Cream cheese. And the chives. The chives go in. The chives go in. But you season, of course, to your taste, or to, with the flavor that you like. Like here, I have some onion powder and garlic powder mix, so that's going in. Then here, I have some all-purpose season, complete season. Complete season is what I have here, with a little bit of the spicy, like meat spices, to give it a little, because it has a little crushed peppers and things like, and it has salt in it. You give it a little bit of flavor. So now, once you get all this in here, now we're going to mix this stuff together. Now we're going to mix it just like we were mashing the potatoes. Oh, we're going to get this stuff all in here. I think I've seen them using a fork. I think I might need a fork for this. But again, I love when I'm cooking something and the seasoning makes it smell fabulous before I even get it on the stove or the oven. Oh, see, this works out better. The fork is working out better, so I can easily mix this stuff together. Now, these are loaded ham and cheese dippers. The ham and cheese is coming, but we're making the surrounding part of the ham and cheese, because these are going to be deep fried, dipped in some flour, egg wash, and some corn, breadcrumbs, and then deep fried. So again, we're trying to get this nice and mixed. Now, when I get it mixed, behind me, I have a cookie sheet that's coated with parchment paper, because this is going to be spread across the cookie sheet with the parchment paper. I'm just trying to get it nice and blend it and mix so that every bite has the flavor. And voila, we have the desired result. Oh, that looks biteable. Rinse my hands off just for a second. So, as I was saying, what we're dealing with is the kids being home. And some parents still have to work. Some are essential workers. Some parents, because their kids are home, have to be home. So, how are you liking that? How are you dealing with it? Are you neighbors? Are you neighbors taking turns babysitting? That sounds like a great idea right there. Taking turns babysitting. Now, once I get this in here, then I start to spread this out on the pan. Now this, once I get this done, this is going to have to go into the freezer for a couple hours to stiffen up, harden up. But so far it is going just the way it's supposed to go. Look at that. I used, it was a 5-pound bag of the Youkon potatoes. Because the recipe said Youkon, I am going to take a chance and not get the Youkon potatoes. And again, they weren't too difficult to peel, because I remembered an old technique on peeling the potatoes that I used to see my grandmother do. And she used to take, when they were peeled, she would take the fork and rake the fork across it, and of course the fork would pull the skin right off the potatoes. And this is moving, this is going good. This is going good. So I'm going edge to edge, filling up the square. So I seen this picture on Facebook. It was funny. It was about the kids being home and being supposed to be learning online. So the picture was a kid. He had the laptop in front of him, and whatever his little learning utensils over here, but he will flat out sleep in the chair. I thought that was funny, because that is true. You know you can't leave them kids right there alone, especially if you wake them up after they've been not having to go to school and been hanging up all night playing video games and such, playing the video game all night. Now it's time to get up, because you want to keep them on a schedule, because you don't know when the school is going to actually start, and because you don't know whether you're going to let them go to school. You have to try to keep them onto a schedule, a sleeping schedule. I think you should. That's some advice from me. Now, where we're coming to now, the point we're coming to now, we're coming to where we're going to take the ham, and I don't need that. Again, I went to the supermarket, got my list of ingredients, so I don't need anything. OMG, this is going to be right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, hold please. Now, hold tight, hold tight. Okay. So the next step is to take a piece of ham, 2 pieces, put the block of cheese into the center. Now you're going to fold the ham over the block of cheese, and once you fold it over the block of cheese, it's not supposed to bust up, but then you're going to push it down into the potatoes. So I got the ham, block of cheese, folding that over. Bam, push it down a little bit, push it down a little bit. And this is what I'm going to do until I get to the end. Here we go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That this is working out fine. As you see, they're about an inch apart. About an inch apart. Oh, I don't know why this piece of ham, this sliced ham, has the holes in the middle. That's not helping me. I think I do have some more ham. I just moved it down a little bit so it wasn't too bad. So again, I thought it was funny with the kids sleeping at the table. It was funny, but of course, like I said, not funny if you have your kids up all night. Hey, because you know that's when they get aggravated, when they don't have the rest that they need. And you know that, especially when you got 4, 5, 6-year-old kids. Then you got the teenagers who think just because the door is shut, they can be on the phone all night. You got to deal with that. This is going down fine. So far, so good. I freshen them in a little bit because I want the potatoes to rise around them, because we eventually have to cover these things up with the potatoes that we have in there. So, again, so far, so good. And again, moving right along, this would be a great meal for kids. They'll eat this. They'll eat this. And good thing, they'll eat this over anything. A couple more pieces of some block cheese to fill this up. I think I need probably about 3. If I don't need 3, at least I have 3 cut. And again, I brought 2 packs of the ham. This pack probably doesn't have any. Oh nope, it's thin, so it does have issues with the center. Yes. Now, 2 more pieces. High school kids on the phone all night, because now they got plenty time to socialize, even though they're missing some of their socialization time by not being in school. You know, they still on the phone, and we still have to be careful of who they're talking to, because I guess we can say that there are predators out there. Now I'm going to use this little bit to go on here and try to make sure I smooth all of the potatoes on top of this. Got to push them down some and smooth that potato on top of these bits. Ooh. Gotta push them down some more. Yep, this is how I gotta do it. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there. Gotta push it down. Push it down in there. Well, I don't need you to be watching me for 10 minutes do this. So let me get this together. Give you a break and let me get this together. And when it's, because it still has to go into the freezer. So when I'm finished spreading the potato all over top of the cheese, it's going into the freezer, and then we'll be on to the next step. Thank you for watching Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. So we'll talk about cooking, and we'll talk about different life lessons. Lessons that we can pass on to our children, lessons that will help us in general get through these daily steps of life. But that's what this is about. Learning to cook and learning something that you can use in life's lessons. Okay, welcome back everybody. We did all the pre-preparations for these loaded ham and cheese potato dippers. So now it's time for me to pull them out of the freezer. Woo. Now remember, I stuck them in the freezer for about a couple hours. Now I'll pull them onto here, throw them inside, and oh, I got my knife. So we're going to cut them into squares. Okay, I think I had rows of 3. Yeah. Now, while I was waiting for this to settle in the freezer, I just before I pulled them out, I prepared my egg wash. My flour, and my breadcrumbs. The other day somebody asked me, do I season my egg wash? And when I made the apple pie stuffed French toast, I told them I didn't because of all the seasoning in the other things, the apple pie seasoning and stuff like that. But this time I did season my egg wash. Now, and I had my grease on for a little bit. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to take the squares one by one, and we'll dip it into the flour. Into the egg wash, and into the breadcrumbs. Whew. Now I have my oil over there warming up, getting itself right. Into the flour, into the egg wash, and then the breadcrumbs. loaded ham and cheese potato dippers. Flour. These are nice size too. Again, what I like about these would be great for the kids, because you know how kids are finicky about eating, but they love potatoes, they love ham and cheese, and they love bacon. So this would be great for them. And they can pick them up with their fingers and go about their business. So you know the kids would be, you say, down with this. Loaded ham and cheese. Potato dippers. And once you get it prepped, again, this is very easy to do. And see, once they've been in the freezer for a couple hours, they can they hold. So now all I'm preparing them for to do is to drop into the hot grease. Flour, egg wash, and this is just a recipe that I came across, and again, I'm not a proclaimed chef of any sort. I do this because I want you guys to understand, if you know, that you can feed yourself without being a pro. And I'm going to drop one more on the tray first, and I know that my grease should be ready. But I'm not a pro cook, but I enjoy cooking. In fact, doing these kind of recipes will tend to bring satisfaction to your cooking skills. And because the dishes that I be doing are, you know, it's not just a pot of beans. It's something that your guests, your family, might not have every day. And since it's not going to be every day that they have in these are a treat. Okay, I got 6 right here. I'm gonna rinse my hands off again. And this tool has become very handy to me, because I can stick stuff in the grease and pull it out. Let me drop one. Let me drop one to see if we're ready yet. Oh yeah, we're ready. That is sizzling. That is sizzling. Oh yeah. Now, we're going to put them in there and drop them in there. Of course, we want them to brown. And I think if we let these do their thing for about 10-15 minutes, we should be satisfied. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll keep doing these, keep getting these ready, and oops. Put that to the side. keep getting these ready while they're doing their thing. Flour. So now we were talking about the children being home and homeschooling. That's what we'll call it, homeschooling, because that's what it's called. And how the parents, you as parents, are dealing with the homeschooling. This can be a reward. This is, in fact, you could even let the younger kids, you know how the younger kids love to help do something with the cooking. They would love to be helping with this kind of meal. And this thing it's making plenty. So I guess you can invite the neighbor's kids over. Invite the neighbor's kids over after you had your kids all day. Oh, but I said that if you guys, if you and the parents in the neighborhood, that's a fine idea to take turns, would you say, watching the kids while somebody's at work. And then imagine the parents coming home and the child running to them and saying, "Mom, we made these loaded ham and cheese potato dippers at Gary's house." And then you become the hero of the block because you're not making the same old dish all the time. These things, they feel like pieces of cake. They're nice and hearty. They feel nice and filling. So, again, you can get together and instead of being just a carpool, I'm going to put these in the freezer real quick because I don't think I need to cook any more than them to demonstrate right now how this is working out. So, and if you could be a carpool mom or parent, then you can be a team as far as watching the kids. So we're just giving these guys a couple more minutes to deep fry. OMG. They are doing their thing. So, oh, where's my glass of wine? Let me find my glass of wine and we'll get right back to this. Loaded ham and cheese potato dippers. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Volume 3. Well, as we wrap up these loaded ham and cheese potato dippers, as you see, they're out of the grease. They're out of the grease. And this is the part where the Parmesan cheese gets dumped onto it. Some flakes, a few flakes of the parsley. Oh yeah, that makes that look different and unique. And now truly, because it's fresh out of the grease, I got me some marinara sauce and I got some ranch dressing. So I'm going to use my knife to cut this open and see what it looks like. Oh, oh, oh. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And oh my God, it's still steaming. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. I hope you, when you fix this for your family, that you enjoy it, because I'm getting ready to finish enjoying this. Thank you guys. See you next time. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Delicious.